in Africa at the starvation that he saw. And he said, we have to do something. We can't let these people die. We Are the World was a song. We Were the World was a project. We Are the World was political. And this is arts and activism and passion and revolution together, which is what we have to be able to do again. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are convinced that nothing can be changed and they can't do anything. Well, then you're already defeated. You have to know ahead of time you can resist, you can change, you can be the next Malcolm X or the person who implements what Malcolm X wanted. You can be the person who implements the change, because we are the world. Black Panthers, young people, teenagers, there weren't hardly any old people, men and women. Most of us were black, but some were Asian and some were Native and some were all mixed up. Some were called what they call in Hawaii, if you're racially mixed, they call you a double. Some were doubles. Some were singles. And well, we are the world. And when you think of that, when it's music, when it's passion, when it's you are committed to making fundamental change, you can do it. Now, that's only one song, but how many people? How many people were involved? How many change agents were involved? And how many lives were touched by that? Think about it. One song, $63 million. So what can be done today? We have been convinced, unfortunately, too many young people have been convinced that there's nothing they can do or there is nothing to do. I beg to differ. This is a place that has a tradition and a history and a commitment to making radical change on the part of people who've been excluded. So don't think you're excluded. You have a legacy to pick up. You just have to do it. You have to know you can do it, and you have to do it, and you have to get other people together, and you have to continue to do it, and you have to never, never, never give up. Ever. Even if you're dead, don't give up. Why are we having a Malcolm X Jazz Festival? Because we admire what Malcolm X stood for. The last thing Malcolm did publicly before he was murdered was speak at Brown's Chapel in Selma. What was he speaking in Selma? How many people know he went to Selma? A lot of people don't know. Malcolm X went to Selma because he was giving a talk at Tuskegee, and some SNCC workers in Selma who were having such a hard time getting voter registration campaign together went to Tuskegee and invited him to come to Selma, and he said, I will be there. And he came, and it just so happened, this is another aside, a young woman who went and asked him and was photographed sitting beside him in Brown's Chapel. Well, I was involved in putting together her memorial service after she passed away in February. And we had this photograph that she had just gotten at the age of 73. A picture of her sitting in Brown's Chapel in the same pew beside Malcolm X. She was one of the people who went to ask him. The man who took the picture had it for years. He didn't know who that girl was. Who was she? She was just a girl sitting in the chapel. They both ended up on something called the We Shall Overcome Foundation, which gives money to artists every year. And he said, oh, I have this picture of Malcolm X. And she looked at it and she said, that's me. So what I'm saying is our connections and our possibilities and our dreams, they come in fragments, they come in pieces, but they do come. We can change the world because we are the world. We are the world, and we can change the world. And what's happened is the proof that we can change it is the cause, I think, of many of the ways in which we're being oppressed, distressed, destroyed, spied on, lied on, and all the other evil, repressive things that government and state power and police are doing to our people. Far worse than when the Panthers went up to Sacramento to protest the Mulford Bill. That was 1967. It's far worse than 1967 in terms of repression, as we all know. But the people who have been born recently, they live in a repressive, controlled hostile environment that doesn't encourage you to be who you are, to be healthy, or to know that we are the world, but we are. I love you. Power to the people. Continue to struggle. Don't quit. Don't quit. Hello, 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 hello.